Even at NBLI, he had the most kills in the game with Romer Arlen. So I just walked up to him. Oh, Gwen, you know you're a roamer, right? Just checking in case, he forgot. Oh, I thought I was XP, nobody knows. So it feels like for Ogwen, despite him having such a good KDA, usually you would say, roamer with a good KDA, that's a bad roamer, right? Because you don't sacrifice yourself, you don't put yourself in danger.
Supposed to give it over, but no.
He's just good.
Yeah, he's just good. He's that good.
That's how to explain it. He's just good.
8.8. I think back in wildcards, one of the roamers, if I remember right, maybe it was Ethan that had like a 9. Yeah. I think something along those lines. But there's a reason why when Ogwen's playing, people are just like, yeah, it's Ogwen, right? Because it gets to the point where he's doing insane things that typical roamers don't do. And if you remember, if you guys caught that video where the roamers were actually tier listing themselves, Ogwen was up there, right? He was humble, but the others put him up there in the S tier. So as we get through once again the second phase of the bans here, you can already see some of these picks that we talked about, right? Valentina is actually going to be taken out. So what does this mean? Do they actually want to take out, wait, yeah, it's still open, the Lilia. Because that is usually a good answer towards the Fairness, the Netherrealm.
Well, for me, I think that Team Seasoon at this moment, they need a setup hero to set up for the Claude, and also they need someone to face check the bushes, because so far they don't have a person who can go inside a bush and risk his life. I'm not going to risk my jungler, I'm not going to risk my marksman or mage, so they still have the XP and the roam on the hold. But for Team AB Bren here, I think that one of the area crowd control heroes can do a really good setup for all of these compositions. Having a final slash, we have spoke about it before. One final slash can be really deadly at the late game.
And that's what they're taking out from Seasoon. They know that there's one big play that they can make with the Arlen. If you give Felix the same kind of utility, the same kind of tools to make those kind of plays, like say a penalty zone, 5-man like yesterday, or
an implosion.
An implosion.
That's how I'm assuming that's how Tigreal says it.
Yeah, probably, right?
I'm imploding.
I just picture you as Tigreal, man. You brought that here, and you have that look nice.
If I ever cosplayed, I think he'd be one of the first one. Sorry, Gord would be first. I'd have to paint my body blue or purple or whatever color Gord is.
Yeah,
then
Tigreal.
Yeah.
But Dairoth comes out here.
interesting.
All right, so for Seasoon, it's exactly what I actually said before the match. They want to just bank on that early game. Lancelot pick, great one. Dairoth, they want to bully this XP. Even though the Arlen has a lot of sustain, one gank from a Lancelot, 1 second skill from the Dairoth, and say goodbye to your HP bar.
Yeah, your armor's gone, right? And that they're just kind of going with this. I don't want to say it's all in, but Seasoon definitely wants to start on a good foot, especially leading into those first objectives. If they can do that, we've actually seen this combination before work really well with a Dairoth. Now the only problem is, again, execution-wise, are you going to be able to pull it off? Do you have enough time for Claude to build up as well later on in the game and get to that point, right? We'll see how this is all rounded out, though, with AP Bren's last 2 picks of how they want to play this out. It's the Novaria and the Makito Yasu.
Well, the Novaria is really good here to reveal the bushes. It will work like magic, but okay, so we will see an Arlet being swept to the roaming duties, and we will see Flapkizzy on the XP lane using the Paquito. But going back to Seasoon and having the Dairoth is one of the picks that I don't actually like when they go inside the bushes, because once you're in, there's no way out. You should commit to the team fight. 1 second skill and there's no way out except if you have a flicker. And I don't think that they can actually afford the flicker. Yeah, as I told you, a suppression hero, but not early on. A suppression hero, which is the Kaj right now, and he will be able to take both Nolan and also Bruno.
Love this. As that Kaja was locked in here, this is just saying that, okay, so you assume they want that numbers advantage right away, right?
Yeah.
Get the pick off, get a kill, whether that's paired up, even if they utilize Dairoth with the Divine Judgment and it's an automatic, like, just burst kill, that could go in their favor here, and then they have the numbers advantage. So this could all play a part here. Yasu, real quick, we are going to be taking a look at the team breakdown, the compositions here. How's it looking?
Well, it looks so good for Team AB Bren because they are going with so many confident picks. Arl, this is the 5th time out of 7 games, and Paquito, this is the 3rd time out of 7 games. So far, Team AB Bren are really on the road to take a clean sweep.
Whoa, that is... Let's see if it happens again. We're going to be loading up into the Land of Dawn here. The first best of 5 series for the day. It's AP Bren versus See You Soon. And who will grab the first blood in the series as they get it situated here once again we have to talk about the jungler matchup, how that will transition through that first objective. How's it looking, Yasu?
Well, I think that there is a Oh, Ogwyn. Oh, too deep.
Just got to be careful. Gets whipped down by Boxy. Now it's Felix who's rotated and a flicker into the bush to find first blood early. Master Ogwyn on the Arlet.
Hey, you don't have a KDA like that without taking some risk, right?
Yeah.
Not too much, though.
Not too much.
Yasu,
Just that one.
Yeah.
Well, I was just about to say that Team See You Soon, even though they lost against Team Onyx 2 times, yet they have a 100% when it comes to the first blood. So they keep on doing the same record, adding more numbers.
Well, really good.
This, yeah.
In the early game. Kind of wants to go for the Rectory. Oh, he wins it out, and MP the King is forced out of his own jungle. Ra as well. Flicker early on.
Okay, so, going back to the lineups here, I think this is exactly what both teams seem they want to do, right? Put pressure on each other. And typically, I would say there's some of these lineups, some of these games where, relatively nothing happens too early on leading in the first hurdle, but already a lot of aggression here. So real quick, take us through the emblems here, Yasu.
I'm actually quite interested in the emblem from the Claude. He's taking a little bit of a tanky approach, which actually justifies the laning phase, like the lane matchup that he have right now, because the Bruno is will always have the upper hand when it comes to the early game, because you have a Claude on the other end. But also the items here real quick, we will see that again Claude goes for a tanky approach, having those bands, steel bands in the early game.
Okay, first objective now spawning here. A couple people still need that level 4 on both sides. They're going to break it out here.
Astral Echo revealing 3 members. Counts easy, 2 levels ahead of MP the King. Roz walking up, Felix jumps in onto Kyle, but gets damaged down as a 2-man stun. No final slash just yet, but sorry, I'm Felix. Will not be able to use that Abyssum Strike. Only pops it, doesn't get it out. AP Bren take a kill and they disengage.
Okay, disengage here. Able to get on the board though, so it still... The fact that Boxy also didn't have that level 4, wasn't able to utilize that. So he's got it now. They're probably just will give up this first turtle, right? Play around that and try to set up for another one for the second turtle here.
And as I told you, not having a flicker in such deadly moment for Sorian Felix was critical, because once you're in, you have to commit to the team fight, and he couldn't find any way out of that team fight at the turtle. It's looking good actually on both sides. I wouldn't say that a 1k advantage in the early game might actually be counted as an advantage for Team AB Bren, so both teams are going the right way.
Yeah, again, putting pressure where they can. I think really you have to look at Siasoon's lineup here. They need to be able to keep the gold lead under control, right? If it is 1k, it's not too bad. 2k, still reasonable, right? But because you have the Kaja here, because you have the Dairoth, you got to be able to get the pickoffs you're looking for. So once again, that's the, I feel like the obstacle alone for Boxy, right? Where can I find these pickoffs? Where can I lead the team here to build up on momentum? Okay, he's going to be fine though, but still, same thing here. Siasoon kind of trying to find something, utilizing this Kaja early on.
Well, I really like the physical penetration coming there from Sorian Felix, but again, I want to tell you something about Few. Few actually picked off the Novaria 3 times so far, so this is the 1st time for him, and he actually deals a really decent amount of damage. The first time I saw a Novaria deal a lot of damage this season was in the hands of Sans, but AB Bren and especially Few have proven that this hero is quite annoying when it comes to harassing the backlines of the enemy.
Yeah, I think, talking about the damage potential for Novaria, it's just one of those added things. You can either say that that's the...
An all-in up top, counts easy with a fracture. Felix able to dash out now, and so you soon see that. They look for a pick on the other side of the map. They don't want to commit onto Ogwyn, though, however. They instead just look to play it safe in the mid. Ogwyn doesn't want to make it safe.
Too deep.
Divine Judgment pulling him back. Oh, it's a beautiful Shadow Stampede. Ogwyn overstepped, but Flapteezy comes in and finds a late Netherrealm from Ra. And it's AP Bren still with a victory.
Yeah, overcommitting to it, Ogwyn. He went all the way through, and I was actually about to ask why Boxy didn't ult or use the Divine Judgment early on, but Kyle Teezy wants to engage.
They get him just instantly. That was, there's no way that he was able to escape at all.
I'm confused, man. Like I was saying, the Dairoth is there to help you burst down AP Bren. But it's happening to Siasoon here. So, you know, right now, Sorry and Felix having a tough time, and they've garnered themselves nearly that 3K gold lead up to this point.
I really like the rotation coming from Kyle, especially because he's moving all around the map. Whenever you look at the map, whenever like we have our camera on someone, we always find Kyle in a really good position. And the damage and the early game damage output that can come from a Nolan, he's really using that to the maximum. 3K gold lead in a matter of 5 minutes. Almost 5 minutes, and also having 4 of your members on the top charts. That's a really huge thing for Team AB Bren.
Yeah, they're going to go ahead and play around with this type of lead at this point, right? This is usually where they shine, but for Soon, if they can keep things together, no.
Final slash. Boxy gets caught in the fists of Flapteezy.
Yeah, he's not good. Flapteezy this time.
Going in again, forcing a blazing duet. Now MP looking for the assassination. Flapteezy taken low and shut down in game number 1. That's Felix, who jumps in, but now might just get taken down. A defensive Netherrealm from Rao. Felix gets out barely 1 HP. Meanwhile, Marco up top picks up a turret.
Oh my god. I've just seen Flapteezy. Final slash here. But Ogwin doesn't go for it. And also Team AB Bren going back in time, remembering Flapteezy when he was going in all aggressive with all the gold he has. But this shutdown might be what Team Soon needed at this moment.
Okay, so Soon, they might be down nearly 3K gold, but they've got some fight in them.
Yeah.
They have to continue on this way. Boxy going to use the conceal though. He's going to get spotted out.
Divine Judgment locking Open down. That's a lot of burst, and Open just disappears, but now Felix is caught in a crossfire. Kusei with a blazing duet to the back line. Few forced to flicker. Marco as well. It's 2 flickers burnt out. Kusei is also committed. That sprint. Soon has a chance to go for the turtle.
Hey, again, great fight here from Soon. Able to find a pickoff. Now possibly contest this turtle, the 3rd one of the game here. We'll see if AP Bren just decides to give it up, but look at the positioning. Kalteezy getting into that side.
A level ahead, knockout strike coming down. Kalteezy looking for the steal, but it's Boxy who finds it. Not either of the junglers. Kalteezy retreated, MP didn't, and Boxy was just whipping.
He's there, man. He's got him.
We have seen Kaja actually take 2 turtles so far in the tournament. One of them was with the passive, and now we have seen him also take
that was Ethan, right? Logan.
Yeah. So
it was against AP Bren too. Right?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. It feels like they are invincible against the Kaja when it comes to the turtle. But we have spoken about Team AB Bren and how good they are in the game so far. But looking at it from the other perspective, looking at it from Team Soon's perspective, they still have Kosei untouched. They still have Kosei building up his damage items. Also, he have a little bit of defense. So one blazing duet, I would say, when there is no one who can actually absorb so much damage on Team AB Bren's side, can flip things around for Team Soon.
You see what's happening here. Every single time Boxy is going to pop that conceal, they look for their own pull. If they can't get it, then they got to wait a little bit longer, unless, again, you utilize that flicker combination with the Divine Judgment, but really that's kind of what they're up to, right?
Yeah.
Ra could technically do the same thing with his fairness, but right now, given this lead that AP Bren has, he's really got to keep tabs on the rest of the team to utilize that Netherrealm, right? So really it's up to Boxy, but at least for Soon, they've got a second option too to initiate some of these fights or possibly even peel for the team if it's not in their favor here. But all this, once again, leading into the next objective 30 seconds away. It's going to be that Lord. Now, again, looking at the damage here, this is something we typically see. You talked about it earlier, Yasu. Who's at the top?
Yeah, few at the top with that Novaria, but Boxy the King, he's going in. It was almost a death bush. And speaking of Boxy the King, actually, I would say that Team AB Bren are trying so hard to bait the Divine Judgment out of him, and if I'm Boxy the King, I would actually accept the gift that Team AB Bren gives each time, because losing a member at such critical time will cause a lot of mayhem for Team AB Bren.
So 1v1 up top, orange buff secured by MP the King, but he had to commit a retribution. 20 seconds on cooldown now as the Lord spawns in the bottom side of the map. That's a conceal. Ogwin's looking for a big play, jumps in with a vengeance, now Divine Judgment locks him down, and that's the Abyssal Strike connecting. Kusei finding the kill, another round coming down for Soon's re-engage on the Super Marco. With a massive execution, that Super Marco forced to flicker out. That's Ra with some damage, but it's turned around. The blazing duet doesn't find his mark, and now he's forced to go with that defensive BMI. Kalteezy looking for the kill, jumps in, fracture, not enough to take anyone out.
So close again. that team fight looked a little bit messy on both sides, but still able to profit.
Whoa,
in there.
oh,
Wait, Boxy.
Where did that happen?
Whoa!
What?
Boxy just lost the boxing fight against Black Teasy, and now it's MP. One more ball to his face. It's Super Marco who picks up a kill. 3 for nothing out of nowhere.
What? That was off camera.
What a play again. It was messy, but then all of a sudden AP Bren coming out profiting big time.
What happened?
What happened, Flap?
I was about to say something about the Nether Realm being triggered in a really early time, but Flap TZ behind the scenes, behind the camera, did all the work for Team AB Bren. Double kill, was it? Was it double kill for him? Wow.
The man's remembers that 0 and 7. And he has risen and done better every day since then.
But look, it might be the Arlet curse. Ogwen is 0 and 4.
Hey.
3 deaths away from that power spike.
You know,
Oh yeah, the power spike, he reached it at 0-7, right?
Arlott is the forgotten one. Like, out of all the heroes, Arlott is the one. It's either him or Terizla. And it's either the final slash for the penalty zone, which usually changes a lot of the course of these games. But now, going back to it, right, Lord's going to be quickly worked on there. Bottom side, Siasoon's going to try to hold on to as much as they can, but they're going to lose some real estate here. AP Bren, big item pickups as well. Nearly 7,000 gold ahead as they continue to take down these tier 2s. So, with all that, can Siasoon, are they in a position to defend here, Yasu, against this first Lord push?
Oh, they should defend that inhibitor turret with their lives because it's still too early to lose an inhibitor turret. Oh, Ogwen.
Only on to Boxy, now Ogwen gonna be locked down. Divine Judgment locking Super Marco down, but he's able to flicker out just in time. Gusei chasing in, MP the King, looking to just put some damage onto the frontliners. But while all that was happening, Felix was picked off.
Yeah. Sorry, Felix having a very difficult time in this game alone. But right now, Siasoon still holding on the best they can. They've got another wave to be pushing in here. AP Bren might still look to capitalize on something as they go.
Oh. Knockout strike and a stun MP. Now with the back of execution into the dimensional rift. The fracture from Kaltizi bursts MP out of the land of Dawn.
Oh, that's where Team Siasoon's weakness appear. Oh, the first inhibitor turret is already out. Flap easy what?
Doing work.
They're going at it. Flicker out, but he has a shield. Now it's Ogwen who backs Siasoon off, and it's another Astral Spear. Ogwen. Final slash on it too. Divine Judgment locking Super Marco down. The Wind of Nature is there. That's an absolute worldie. Marco.
Whew. Again, it looked like an over-commitment from Siasoon against Flap, and now they find themselves with an exposed base here at the 13-minute mark. AP Bren with a massive lead will go ahead and disengage for now.
The question here, who's gonna take the damage? Who's gonna take the damage, Siasoon? Are you gonna just rely on the Nether Realm? Boxy the King with the fleeting time as a first item and then following it up with an immortality. You cannot take any damage. Either way, I was talking about the magical damage or even the physical ones. Team Siasoon are playing on a pick-off strategy, but with no one to front the damage. Look at this Lord, he's being treated, he's being abused. Did you see that damage?
Yeah.
The Lord isn't enjoying his stay in the land of Dawn, man. He's getting beat up.
He doesn't feel like the Lord right now.
All the sports, the football player and the boxer.
Whew.
Oh, is that 12K in 14 minutes?
They're trying to beat the clock, yeah, so yes.
Yeah.
12K in 14.
I think yesterday we saw a bigger one, right? I mean, what, 14,000, something like that?
Yeah.
Around the 14-minute mark. So, you know, at this point, with this type of disparity, right? Siasoon, honestly, they have to hope for a miracle, right? Because you have a couple options to kind of overlay things here, but really, you're going to play the tune of AP Bren. It's going to be up to them, Ogwen especially, the final slash. So if you can somehow survive that initial initiation, we'll see if they can pull it off.
Oh, final slash, lockdown, two-man, Kaltizi zones Kusi in the back, who pops to Wind of Nature a bit late. The Nether Realm has been committed. Now Flap does the boxing in the back. That's MP, who's looking for a play to clear the waves. It's a double for Super Marco, and it's the end for game number 1. AP Bren strikes first in a dominant game 1.
Dominant game 1 here. A statement for the series. Of course, AP Bren making it look clean against Siasoon here. We'll see how they adjust from it.
Sending a message. Team AB Bren are sending a message. A quick game coming from the hometown champions. And as I told you, when it came to the draft, when it came to the execution, Team See You Soon are lacking on that defense. They cannot take any damage. Falling behind the inhibitor turrets and losing that base was kinda inevitable with such gold lead.
Yeah, again, when you look at it, AB Bren has not dropped a game yet.
Yeah.
And playing like that, man, it's tough to see where the weak link is here, right?
Yeah.
In the lineup, we've seen variations of the drafts and the heroes they like to pick up. But ultimately, teams have struggled to find exactly that point, you know, that weakness so far. So for See You Soon, I feel like, again, their draft, if you look at this, they had a game plan in mind. It was to pick off, you know, trying to isolate someone, get the numbers advantage. But, hey,